Good evening once again, dear friends, and welcome to day 142 of a poem a day for 2026. It is now Friday. Well, it's been Friday for some time, but this is Friday's piece. And yeah, I had thought that I might Google the actor, and it turns out I didn't. I didn't think to do that, so we're just going to dive in. It didn't come to me at the end. Although my brain has also offered up Matthew Gray Grubler from Criminal Minds fame. Also not the man we're looking for. So, thanks, brain. Today's poem is entitled Today is Very Boring by Jack Prelutsky, and our blurb reads as follows. Boredom is a state of mind. Sometimes, if you decide you are bored, then you might miss the truly exciting stuff in life. That is Jack Prelutsky's message, and he pushes it to some extreme examples. So, this is Today is Very Boring by Jack Prelutsky. Today is very boring. It's a very boring day. There is nothing much to look at. There is nothing much to say. There's a peacock on my sneakers. There's a penguin on my head. There's a dormouse on my doorstep. I am going back to bed. Today is very boring. It is boring through and through. There's absolutely nothing that I think I want to do. I see giants riding rhinos and an ogre with a sword. There's a dragon blowing smoke rings. I am positively bored. Today is very boring. I can hardly help but yawn. There's a flying saucer landing in the middle of my lawn. A volcano just erupted less than half a mile away, and I think I felt an earthquake. It's a very boring day. Super fun. Very, very fun. But yeah, spot on from Prelutsky there. Kind of a little bit of life is what you make it, but also there is very likely much excitement to be found on your doorstep, maybe along with a little dormouse. Makes me think of a book that my mum has had for not wanting to age her, but I'm sure she would use this word as well, eons, called Nature on Your Doorstep. I remember her going over this with me and my brother when we were kids. And it's just all about the nature in and around, not even English countryside, just English suburbs and that kind of stuff. And if we found like insects and stuff in the garden, we were like, Mum, what's that? Because this was pre-Google. I am old enough to be pre-Google. I might carry this insect in my hand up to my mum while she was sat in the garden and be like, what is? And she'd nip inside the house and she'd go and get the book Nature on Your Doorstep, and we'd try and find a picture. And yeah, and she lives in a very urban area. She's just outside of the. She's within walking distance of a shopping centre in a place. I'm not gonna give the coordinates for where my mother lives. But whenever we talk, she tells me about all of the wildlife that she can see. There are a couple of goshawks that live near her. She's seen some real circle of life stuff, because there are also lots of sparrows and other small fledgling creatures. There's a stray cat that her and her neighbour feed, and they keep down various different populaces of creatures considered vermin. And yeah, there's a very well-fed pigeon who's currently sporting a kind of a Friar Tuck look that got into a bit of a run-in with said stray cat called Felix. and somehow managed to escape 3 times in one incident. But the pigeon, while wearing a look of permanent shock, survived, albeit several few feathers on its head. But yeah, it's always nice when I get to chat with my mum, because she tells me all about all of the nature on her doorstep. And I know she would be happy if I shared this with you. And this is something that came from my nana, I believe. All squirrels are called Cyril. So in the way that I hope, if you ever see magpie, you greet them, "G'day sir, g'day madam." You can now greet squirrels by, "Hi Cyril." So yeah, absolutely went off on a tangent there, and I'm not even sorry, but it's just to say that sometimes you need to look for your adventures yourself, and I don't doubt that they are more than you expect to find. So I dearly hope that you find some fantastic adventures in your sleep when you get there, and when we get there, I hope we all have a very good night.